Welcome to Strategic Alliance Management, and today's topic is about ecosystem strategy. One of the fundamental questions that we all have in our mind is what is a strategic alliance and what is an ecosystem? Typically, most people think that ecosystems are just multiple players working together. Well, not really, but quite correct. So, here's a fundamental difference. Strategic alliance is all about tactical deals, whereas ecosystems are all about creating business outcomes, usually as a service. So let's understand how this game is played. Now, this is a total project. Your product, the green rectangle, and the system integrator, that is your preferred system integrator, working together is kind of a strategic alliance. It's a very simple way of defining a strategic alliance. You can even make it a little complex. For example, if you follow these arrows of one or two additional products, one or two additional SIs, you are creating a deal. However, an ecosystem is typically combining this whole thing, and that is hardware, software, people, process, technology, and creating an outcome to the customer. The question is, how real is ecosystems? This picture, many of you have seen this a number of times. On the left is the industrial age, on the right is the digital age. The digital age, or any age, has certain characteristics. The digital age is all about business ecosystems, and business ecosystems require platforms. Now, the green boxes on the right at the top, these are the rules of ecosystems. As long you can develop a strategy that combines all these pieces together and create an outcome to or for the customer, it's going to work. So let's check it out. Let's go back to the same project. Now, think of this. You've got multiple product or multiple product platforms. You've got multiple GSIs working together to stitch the products, the platforms, the processes, the people, the technology, etc., etc. And then offer this whole thing as an outcome to the customer. Now, we talked about the good stuff. Now, here's some, kind of tough stuff. Ecosystems management, strategy, and sales require an entire different kind of skills. For example, design thinking is a must to, or even system thinking at a very high level to kind of understand cause, effect, and all that stuff, and then follow an entire strategic planning process. Of course, one piece that one needs to understand is the laws of economics, competition, agility, market economics, all these come into the picture as well. Now, why is that? Because customers want outcomes, and that's because what they are really looking for is to be agile. They want return on agility to be more competitive, to offer business or do business with their own customers faster, better, cheaper, etc. So, what does that mean? Let's go back to the same project. Remember, ecosystems are all about creating the entire view over here and offering that as an outcome to the customer. So, what will the customer do out of it? Well, they're going to take these outcomes and then deliver value faster to their customers. It's as simple. How about we look at an example? A totally great ecosystem is basically the rideshare companies. So let's take a look. Think of this. You've got a driver and the car, and then what we only know about the Ubers and the Lyfts of the world is they offer the technology platform. Not really. Uber and Lyft, along with their technology platform, actually offer outcomes. And these outcomes are all about the predictability and the accuracy. Now, which means we talk about convenience. Convenience is important to keep you in the game of ecosystems. But in reality, if the outcome is not predictable and it is not accurate, then you don't have a proper price. And that is the reason the Ubers and the Lyfts do such a great job in offering that price and then give it as an outcome to you as a service, and there you go. Now, if you think you're not part of the ecosystem, that's wrong. It is basically a team game, which means together it is all about co creation. You'll see the picture about the different ages. If you go back, you'll see co creation is an essential part of an ecosystem. Ecosystems look great, but there's tons of work that goes under the hood. Many of you perhaps have seen this picture, and it is going to be extremely critical for those who want to go into ecosystem management. This is a map of functions, subfunctions, or even functional ecosystems in a company. Each of these boxes stand for particular functions. Let's apply that to the Ubers and the Lyfts. While we only look at the app, do we ever think about what kind of payment systems they would have? Because there's millions of people ordering rides and paying every hour. Similarly, can you think the amount of control or applications Uber or a Lyft needs to have just for car insurance? Or if they're dealing with so much of people, imagine the amount of legal stuff that they need to have. Do we ever think how much of billing and how much of payments that they have to make and the billing process? It is clearly difficult. Similarly, imagine, let's say you see the ads popping up about Uber and Lyft all the time. These ads also need to be connected to the billing systems. Imagine the amount of integration that is needed, which is the reason tons of data science, tons of AI, machine learning goes under the hood. So, if you look at all this, now I'm sure you'll understand how much the financial operational ecosystem needs to work. This is exactly the reason why there aren't many Ubers and Lyfts in the United States, just because of the simple reason it is complex. That brings us to the last slide here, which is ecosystems are complex. They need a lot of stitching. Strategic alliances are very tactical, but strategic ecosystems are all about taking multiple strategic alliances together, give it as a service, and that's where the fun is. Next video, we're going to talk about how to build ecosystems, and there's going to be a really long or detailed training of about 30-40 videos that is going to illustrate how to build ecosystems. Thank you, everybody.